Aokigahara Forest, located at the northwestern base of Japan's Mount Fuji, holds a heavy, deeply tragic reputation. The sprawling, tangled woodland is known worldwide as a site where thousands of individuals have gone to end their lives. In 2018, the YouTube channel Overnight arrived here with a highly specific objective. They intended to venture deep into the forest and remain there from midnight until exactly 4:43 a.m., the moment of sunrise. The trip was framed as a direct transaction with their audience. Their previous video had successfully hit a target of 250,000 likes, and this overnight stay was the promised reward for that engagement. At the start, the tone is light. The creators laugh about their last meal being McDonald's, noting that they can't go out on fast food. It is treated with the same energy as a walkthrough of a scripted haunt. But the forest provides a different context before they even enter the trees. In the parking lot, they find an abandoned van with rusted metal and a camera mounted on the roof, signs that a previous visitor likely never returned to their vehicle. Within this framework, the forest is no longer treated as a site of national tragedy, but as the backdrop for a survival challenge. The real-world history of the location becomes the primary mechanic for driving video views. After reaching the end of the public trail, the group decides to continue. They cross the markers and enter the Forbidden Zone, where the terrain becomes a maze of dark volcanic rock and tangled roots. The physical environment begins to take a toll. Within an hour, the bravado fades. One of the creators becomes incapacitated by nausea, eventually vomiting stomach bile as the stress of the dark woods mounts. Their equipment fails alongside them. Cheap $22 flashlights begin to flicker and die in the rain, cutting their visibility down to a few feet. They're forced to switch to their cell phones. But with the batteries dropping toward zero, the group realizes they are losing their last reliable way to navigate back to the trail. As they push deeper, they find physical evidence of previous visitors: scattered litter, blue plastic bags, and abandoned belongings rotting in the moss. They also encounter ribbons tied to branches. These are markers left by individuals who were unsure of their decision and wanted a way to find their way back out of the dense overgrowth. The forest systematically strips away the performative nature of the vlog. The jokes stop, replaced by a quiet, desperate need to find a way out of the trees. They eventually spot an unbroken line of ribbon and choose to follow it deeper. One creator remarks that following the rope is the only way to find something for the video they came to make.
They trace the line through the brush until a shape emerges from the darkness, a single abandoned tent standing in the middle of a clearing. The camera moves closer, and the dying flashlights reveal the climax of their search. Sitting next to the tent, motionless, is a deceased human being. The discovery triggers an immediate flight response. The group turns and runs, shouting for everyone to stay together as they scramble to get as far away from the site as possible. In this moment, the goal of creating extreme content is replaced by the reality of a life lost. The video's objective was to find something for the audience, and they found a tragedy they weren't prepared to witness. The flight back is chaotic. They struggle to find their bearings in the dark, moving as fast as the terrain allows. They face a final moment of panic when they realize the ribbons they tied are gone, leaving them to navigate the final stretch of the forest without their own markers.
At 4:43 a.m., the sun begins to rise. They reach the parking lot, physically safe but clearly shaken by the night's events. Their immediate, grounded conclusion is that they must find the authorities. They recognize the need to report the location of the body so it can be recovered. But the focus shifts almost instantly. Moments after discussing the dead, they turn back to the camera. They ask the viewers for another 250,000 likes, promising that if the goal is met, they will buy an RV and film a cross-country road trip. This is a core mechanic of the attention economy, a system where engagement metrics often dictate a creator's behavior. The pressure to maintain momentum and feed the algorithm creates an environment where empathy can be secondary to the next upload. The video serves as a document of a specific era of the internet. It shows how the constant demand for extreme digital content can make the most profound real-world tragedies feel like just another milestone on a road to 250,000 likes.